Here we go again. It's another Barkin' About Music. It's another album review, and it's one from a band from back in the day. Back in kind of my day, 96, 97. Stabbing Westward. They jumped back into music with a full album, a new full album called Chasing Ghosts. The album cover is really cool. I'll say that right off the bat. As you can see down here, not very good though, because again, the bluish green tint of the album cover has all kinds of black jumping specks just jumping all over the screen. But the album cover, seriously, really cool. I was never a massive Stabbing Westward fan, but I did appreciate their kind of a electronic spin on late 90s alternative rock. It was kind of cool. So when I heard they were coming out with a new album, I thought I would definitely give it a listen. My expectations weren't super high, so I didn't go into this thinking it was going to be one of those like fantastic albums that we've all been waiting for. But it's nice to see a band like this come back. And actually, I saw that Fastball, I don't know if anybody remembers Fastball, kind of a real semi-sonic candle boxish, just bland band. But I was excited to see that that band was releasing something. Maybe they've released albums all along. I have no idea. But it's good to see some of these acts coming back. Placebo. Placebo was a band from my heyday that dropped a new album. I started to listen to it and couldn't handle it, so I turned it off. But Stabbing Westward, good enough to give a listen. Without further ado, let's talk about what I discovered on this new Stabbing Westward album. Jumping in, track 1, I Am Nothing. Sounds like a Stabbing Westward style track. I Am Nothing. Very self-loathing already. Some great nostalgic feelings arose from me when I put this song on. It was the same but also new. It was Gary Newman-ish, kind of an industrial rock, which I really like Gary Newman, thanks to my buddy Neil. But this, industrial style alternative rock with some melody. And this song sounded really good after not listening to Stabbing Westward for every bit of 2 decades. This sounded nice. I gave it a 3, this song in particular. Track 2, Damaged Goods. The nostalgia is already leaving a little bit because it sounds similar. Like this band has a sound and they don't deviate from that sound very much at all. Now, I will say the lead singer of this band can absolutely wail. He's actually, I would put him on the top half of vocalists of all the bands I've ever heard. By top half, I don't mean like top 10, top 20, top 50. Top half as in better, like, above the 50% line. Like these guys are in the bottom 50%. These guys are in the top. This guy is in the top 50% of all the stuff I've heard vocalist wise. It's just, he's good. He's good. This song, the second track, Damaged Goods, very 9 Inch Nails-ish. And while I still kind of dig it, again, it's just too familiar being as I just heard a song like it before this. And 20 years ago, like it's very much the same, very, very much the same. Track 3, the song is called Cold. I'm going to do a Dream Widow review. Rest in peace, Taylor Hawkins. That's the first musician that has passed that has really actually legitimately affected me emotionally. I really love the Foo Fighters. So that sucked. But the song Cold, Dream Widow's version of a song called Cold, excellent. Can't wait to talk about that one. This song Cold by Stabbing Westward brought back major vibes from a band we've all forgot about called Orgy. Blue Monday, the cover of Blue Monday by Orgy. This is very much like that with more Gary Newman undertones. It's a little too steely for me. It's a little too, I stole this. I took this, no apologies. It is what it is. I gave it a 1. Damaged Goods, I gave it 2, by the way. So, I mean, this album started out on a high note, nostalgia-wise. And then it's just kind of tailing right off. Track 4, push, kind of soothing, but nothing out of the ordinary. Nothing greater than just another Stabbing Westward song. I'm hard to please. I won't lie. I am hard to please musically. I gave that a 2. Track 5, Wasteland. Great title for a Stabbing Westward song, just like I Am Nothing. Nice riff. Again, his wailing, on point, good stuff. He's good at that. This was good enough to creep back up a little bit and earn a 3 from me, the guy with no reason to be on here talking about albums at all. They should be proud. I gave him a 3. Track 6, Control Z. It's a nice upbeat jam. It's a 3. You know, it's listenable. The whole thing so far is very listenable. It's just not upper echelon, but it is very listenable. 7, Crawl. Solid again, but again, unspectacular. It's a 3 for me, dog. A lot of 3s here. Dead and Gone, maybe the most solid song so far. Lots of tempo changes. I love me some tempo changes. I am that Tool guy that when they're singing about, you know, plastic wear, plastic fork stuck in your neck hole, I'm like, yes. But Crawl, good. Dead and Gone, better. 3.5. I dug this one a lot. Probably the strongest track on the album, in my opinion. Track 9, Ghost, samey again. This album is starting to sound a lot the same. And I want to hear something a little different, but yet the same. And this is not a little different, yet the same. It's basically just a updated production value of Stabbing Westward is what I'm hearing here. Track 10, The End, total drag of a song, is a 1. Ended on a low note. A lot of albums lately ending on low notes for some reason. And this is no different. I didn't like this song. I listened to Dead and Gone again after going through this album, but I'm not totally trashing this album. It was actually a very pleasant listen, and it took me back a little bit, and it gave me an opportunity to appreciate the lead singer's vocals yet again. I'm not a big enough Stabbing Westward fan to tell you what his name is. Sorry, can't do it. But I appreciated his vocals. I almost wish he would transplant to another band. Even though his voice does fit what they do, I don't see anything so different out of this band ever that it would be like all of a sudden, wow, did you hear what Stabbing Westward did? I don't think that's going to happen. But if you're a Stabbing Westward fan, I think you're really going to like this album. I think it's a really good trip back to memory lane with updated production value. And it actually is a solid album. I gave it a 2.35 overall score. That's not a bad thing. I just gave Weezer a 0. Again, my credentials are nothing. And Weezer should be upset because I am highly regarded nowhere. Stabbing Westward should be extremely thrilled that the Bark guy on Barkin About Music, 70 some subscribers as of this moment, they should be honored to get this 2.35 from me. But seriously, if you're a Stabbing Westward fan, I bet you're going to like this. As a casual Stabbing Westward fan, I enjoyed it on this listen. I may give it another listen. I don't know for fact that I will. There's other things taking up my time. But this one, I was glad that I heard it. A 2.35 is not a terrible score out of a band that never really got past a certain point, other than like being in the mix of all those rock bands in the mid to late 90s. So by all means, I think the album's a success. It's just not really for me. But I was very happy to hear them again. But again, this band does what they do and they do it well. And that lead singer can really throw it down vocally. So again, it was pleasurable. But Stabbing Westward fans, true Stabbing Westward fans, unlike myself, you're going to enjoy this. And let me know just that in the comments down below. And I'll see all 74 of you again soon.